What if I told you the most dangerous moment of your life is happening right now? Not tomorrow, not someday, this exact second. The danger is not outside you, it's inside, because this is the moment you call stuck. But in truth, it is the razor-thin edge between the life you know and the one you secretly ache for. And most people never cross it. They wait, they doubt, they let the silence swallow them. But you are here. And that means something is already shifting. Can you feel it? That stillness in your chest is not emptiness. It's the field whispering. Every version of you is vibrating here. The healed you, the loved you, the powerful you. They are not far away. They are already alive, waiting, breathing. Right now, here is the threat. If you do nothing, if you keep repeating the same doubts, the field will mirror them back with ruthless precision, not as punishment, but as math. Resonance answers only one question. Who are you being? This is the law no school ever taught you. Manifestation is not begging for what you lack. It is becoming what already exists. The field is intelligent. It does not respond to words. It does not respond to effort. It only responds to frequency. Your frequency dot, so ask yourself, what are you broadcasting? Scarcity? Delay? Resistance? Or the signal of someone who already has what they desire? Because the field cannot be fooled. If you carry lack, lack expands. If you embody fullness, fullness explodes. This moment is not neutral. It is collapsing into one version of reality or another. And the choice is vibrating through you right now. The field is listening. The only question left is this. Who are you being? Now pause. Let that land. Because the truth you've been running from is simple. You are not a victim. You are not lost. You are not broken. You are the architect. Your awareness is the blueprint. Your energy is the hammer. Your belief is the foundation. Every thought is a brick. Every feeling is mortar. Every action seals the design. The greatest illusion you were ever sold is that reality happens to you. That you are at the mercy of chance. That you are a passenger. It is a lie. Reality does not fall on you. It radiates from you. The quantum field is not a distant theory. It is the living ocean you breathe in every second. And in that ocean, every possible self of you already swims. The one who healed, the one who built the empire, the one who forgave, the one who finally stepped into love. They exist as waves waiting for resonance, waiting for you to tune the dial. What happens if you don't? The station you are unconsciously tuned to keeps playing. The song of doubt, the rhythm of delay, the melody of not yet. You wake up rehearsing lack. You walk through the day embodying delay. You fall asleep broadcasting resistance. And the field, merciless in its precision, mirrors it all back. But when you shift, when you dare to stop chasing a future and instead embody a frequency, the entire composition of your life changes. It does not change slowly. It does not change reluctantly. It changes like an echo meeting its source. Instant. Exact. Certain. This is what science is beginning to confirm. Quantum theories of consciousness show that awareness is not just a byproduct of the brain. It is a fundamental layer of reality itself. Your thoughts are not whispers in your skull. They are waves collapsing probabilities into form. Neuroscience echoes this truth. Every belief etched into your nervous system sculpts how you perceive and act. Beliefs are not passive. They are instructions. Your brain is not waiting for proof. It is projecting patterns. And your life bends to them. So what does this mean for you? It means that even in your darkest night, you are never powerless. It means the feeling of being trapped is only the sensation of standing in the doorway of a new self. It means that right now, in this exact second, you are being asked to choose alignment or collapse. In America, a young woman once stood at the edge of her own collapse. Depression had drained her will. Fear had dimmed her light. She believed she was broken until she learned to sit with her own awareness, to breathe into stillness, to choose new beliefs, one thought at a time. She rewired her brain. She reshaped her life. Today she walks not as a survivor, but as a creator. Not because the world rescued her, because she claimed the truth. Consciousness creates reality. And now I turn to you. If you have ever felt small, if you have ever felt unseen, if you have ever whispered that your life is slipping away, this is your moment. This is your edge. Declare it. Type in the comments right now, I am. Let the field feel your frequency. Let the universe register your declaration. This is not just a phrase. It is a signal. It is a choice. It is a doorway, because the silence is dangerous. Waiting is dangerous. Doubt is dangerous. Not because they punish you, but because they calcify into frequencies that become your tomorrow. So what are you choosing? Who are you being? You can feel the weight of the question. You can sense the urgency in your chest. That is not fear. That is power. Power asking to be claimed. Every great story has a moment when the hero questions everything. When the path vanishes. When the next page is blank. This is that moment. For you, right now, you can remain in the loop of lack. Or you can step into the truth that your awareness is the axis of reality itself. The world is not happening to you. It is happening through you. Because consciousness is the creator, and you are consciousness. So breathe. Stand taller. Declare who you are. The field is listening, and it will answer. The only question left is the one that will shape everything. But tell me, what is still holding you inside the loop of your old self? You are not lazy. It is fear that is holding you. How many times have you whispered to yourself that you will start tomorrow? How many mornings have you promised change, only to sink back into the comfort of delay? You call it laziness, but it is not laziness. It is fear disguised as rest. It is fear dressed as safety, and it is stealing your future. Think about it. Every dream you have ever touched in your mind is waiting, but you wait too. You wait for clarity. You wait for motivation. You wait for the perfect moment. Yet the perfect moment never comes. Why? Because the brain has built a cage, and that cage is called procrastination. Your brain is not your enemy. It is a survival machine. Its job is to keep you safe, to repeat what is known, to cling to the familiar, even when the familiar is killing your joy. Procrastination is not a flaw. It is a function. But functions can be rewired. Science has shown this clearly. Neuroscientists discovered that chronic procrastination is linked to irregular activity in the prefrontal cortex. This is the part of your brain that plans, the part that weighs risk and reward. When fear takes over, that circuit misfires. And suddenly the smallest action feels like a mountain. Can you see it now? You are not broken. You are not weak. You are not lazy. You are afraid. Afraid of failing. Afraid of wasting effort. Afraid of being judged. And so you pause. You stall. You convince yourself that tomorrow will be better. But tomorrow is just today repeated unless you break the loop. Let's make this real. In Silicon Valley, there was a young engineer, brilliant, creative. He had an idea that could change his industry. But he delayed. He told himself he needed more data, more time, more confidence. 2 years passed. His dream collected dust while fear sat in the driver's seat. Then one morning, he changed everything. Not by launching the company overnight, not by raising millions. He simply acted. A single step, an email, a phone call, one line of code. Small, simple, repeatable actions. Within months, momentum grew. Within a year, his startup was alive. Within 2 years, he was free financially. What shifted? Not his talent, not his intelligence, his relationship with fear. So ask yourself, how many dreams have you delayed? How many chances have you let slip away because fear whispered not yet? And what would your life look like if you silenced that voice? Right now, fear wants you to pause, to scroll, to forget this moment. But you can feel the truth in your chest. This is not about working harder. This is about choosing differently, because every time you say later, you are training your body to expect delay. Every time you say not yet, you are broadcasting the frequency of resistance. And the field responds. Delay multiplies. Resistance expands. But what happens when you flip the signal? When you choose action now, even a small one, you create resonance. You teach your nervous system that fear is not the master. You train your brain to expect momentum. The field mirrors it back. Doors open. Paths appear. This is why action is not optional. It is survival for your dreams. A single step taken today breaks the hypnosis of tomorrow. A single step cuts through the fog of delay. Action is the antidote to procrastination. Can you feel the urgency? Can you sense how much of your life has been stolen by waiting? That weight in your chest is not guilt. It is energy begging to be released. So I am speaking directly to you, not to the crowd. Not to the masses, to you. You are standing at the line between delay and destiny, between fear and freedom. Which side will you choose? Take this moment. Claim it. If you are ready to break the chains of procrastination, hit the like button right now. Not as a gesture, not as support for me, but as a declaration for you, a signal to yourself that the wait is over. That momentum begins now, because this is not theory. This is not philosophy. This is your life. And if fear can steal 2 years from a brilliant engineer, how many years can it steal from you if you allow it? You are not lazy. You are not stuck. You are standing in front of your own future holding the key. Fear has always been the lock, but your decision is the door. And the door will open the instant you act. So ask yourself one final question. If you overcame fear today, if you silenced procrastination, if you chose action now, who would you become? That answer is already alive inside you, and it is waiting to be claimed. Your subconscious is the hidden engine, running 95% of your decisions every single day. Let that sink in. 95%. Almost everything you do, almost everything you feel, almost everything you choose. It does not come from conscious thought. It comes from the deep layers beneath awareness. So ask yourself, who is really in control of your life? Is it the conscious you, making plans, setting goals, declaring intentions? Or is it the subconscious you, quietly repeating old codes, old fears, old beliefs? This is why you repeat the same mistakes. This is why patterns haunt you. This is why change feels impossible. Not because you lack willpower, but because your subconscious is still running yesterday's program. Can you feel the weight of that truth? That even when you swear you will change, you are still acting out an old script? That when you fall into the same trap, it is not weakness, it is programming? Here is the mystery. If 95% of your life is governed by subconscious patterns, then changing your life means changing your subconscious. Nothing less will do. Science has proven this. Dr. Bruce Lipton revealed that subconscious beliefs can alter genetic expression itself. Think about that. The story you carry beneath awareness can literally switch your genes on or off. Fear can suppress healing. Hope can ignite growth. Belief can transform biology. So why does this matter? Because you are not fixed. You are not doomed to repeat. You can rewrite. You can reprogram. You can install new codes that align with the life you want instead of the life you fear. But here is the danger. If you do nothing, the old program keeps running. It does not rest. It does not pause. It shapes your days silently. It steers your choices without your permission. And 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now, you wake up realizing you never escaped the loop. Do you want that? Do you want to look back and see that fear was the author of your story? Or do you want to seize the pen now and write a different ending? Listen carefully. Your subconscious does not respond to lectures. It does not respond to logic. It responds to repetition, to emotion, to the signals you embody every day. You teach it not by words, but by experience, by feeling, by state of being. That is why affirmations often fail. You say one thing with your mouth, but your subconscious still rehearses the opposite in silence. You declare abundance while feeling scarcity. You declare love while clinging to resentment. And the subconscious mirrors the feeling, not the phrase. So how do you change it? By giving your subconscious new experiences to record. By flooding it with repetition of states that match your desired self. By visualizing not with hope, but with embodiment. By living as if it is already real until your subconscious has no choice but to accept it as truth. This is not theory. This is survival. And to prove it, let me tell you a story. In America, a soldier returned from war, carrying wounds deeper than the body. His mind replayed fear. His nights were filled with echoes of trauma. He lived trapped in patterns of panic and despair. It seemed permanent, until he discovered the power of subconscious reprogramming. Through guided hypnosis, through repetition of new beliefs, he rewrote his story. Slowly the patterns of fear lost strength. Slowly a new self emerged. Today he walks with peace, not because the past vanished, but because his subconscious learned a new truth. So what about you? What is your subconscious rehearsing right now? Scarcity? Fear? Doubt? Or faith? Strength? Abundance? You cannot escape your subconscious, but you can command it. You can shape it. You can turn the silent machine into your ally. This is the moment to decide. Will you allow the old code to keep writing your days? Or will you install a new one? If you believe in the power of the subconscious, type the word believe right now. Not for me, for you, for your nervous system, for the field that mirrors your signal. Feel the urgency. 95% of your life is being written under the surface. That means your freedom depends not on effort, but on programming. Not on discipline, but on alignment. So I ask again, who is really in control of your life? And if you could take back the script, if you could command the subconscious to serve your future instead of your past, would you do it? Because the door is here. The key is awareness, and the lock is already turning. The only question is this: how will you rise above the old voice of the ego and claim the power waiting beneath? The old ego always whispers, "Do not change. It is safer this way." Have you heard that voice? The quiet murmur that rises whenever you dream bigger? The one that says, "Stay where you are. Stay in the comfort. Do not risk." That voice feels protective. But in truth, it is a prison. Your ego is not evil. It was born to keep you alive, to help you avoid danger, to help you survive. But survival is not growth. Survival is not freedom. Survival is not the life you came here to live. Can you see the trap now? The same voice that once kept you safe now suffocates you. It warns you of threats that no longer exist. It convinces you that every step forward is a cliff, that every change is a danger, that every risk is death. And so you freeze. Why does this happen? Neuroscience gives us the answer. Studies show the brain reacts to change the same way it reacts to threat. The amygdala lights up. Stress hormones rise. Your body thinks danger is near, even when the danger is only a new opportunity. The mind cannot yet tell the difference. And so the ego screams, "Do not move." But you are not your ego. You are not the voice of fear. You are the one who hears it. You are the one who can choose. Think of it this way. Every time you step toward growth, the old ego panics. It is like an outdated guard dog barking at every shadow. It cannot imagine freedom. It only knows familiarity. But freedom does not live in the familiar. Freedom lives in the unknown God. So what happens if you keep obeying? You shrink. You collapse back into the same patterns. You repeat the same mistakes. You wonder why nothing changes. And the ego says, "See, I was right." It becomes stronger each time you surrender. But what happens if you challenge it? What happens if you take one step despite the fear? Something extraordinary. The voice grows weaker. The cage loosens. The brain rewires. The unknown becomes the new safe. And suddenly, the ego is no longer your master, but your servant. This is not theory. This is lived truth. Let me tell you a story. In America, there was a woman with big dreams. She wanted to build her own business. She wanted to rise. But every time she tried, the ego screamed, "You are not good enough. You will fail. You will lose everything." And she listened. She built companies. They fell apart. Once, twice, 3 times. Each failure echoed the whisper, "You are not enough." Then one day she stopped listening. She decided that the voice of ego was not her truth. She decided that fear was not her master. She took risks again. She rebuilt again. But this time she walked with courage louder than the whisper. And slowly success came. Today she is thriving. Not because the fear vanished, but because she no longer bowed to it. And now I ask you, do you hear that same whisper? Does your ego tell you to stay safe, to avoid change, to never dare? If you do, type these words right now. I am ready, not for me, for you, as a signal to yourself, as a declaration to the field that the whisper no longer rules you. Because here is the truth. The ego will always whisper. It will never stop trying to protect. But you can outgrow it. You can rise above it. You can thank it for its service and still choose freedom. So pause for a moment. Imagine the life you want, the growth you crave, the love, the success, the expansion waiting for you. Then listen to the ego, hear its fear, and choose anyway. This choice is not small. It is the pivot of destiny. Each time you choose growth over safety, you rewrite the script of your life. You teach your brain a new pattern. You show your body that fear is not death, it is transformation. And step by step, you create a new self. Do you feel the urgency now? Can you sense the edge you are standing on? This is not about later. This is not about someday. This is about now. Because the ego thrives in delay. Every second you wait, it wins. Every second you hesitate, it grows. But every time you act, you win. Every time you rise, you expand. Every time you silence the whisper with courage, you evolve. So I will leave you with this. The ego will always say, do not change. It is safer this way. But your soul is asking, what if safety is the greatest risk of all? The choice is yours. The whisper is here. The opportunity is here. The question is alive. How will you align your mind and body and finally break free? Your body is the mirror of your mind. Have you noticed it? The nights you cannot sleep, the days your chest feels heavy, the headaches that appear without warning. You think it is random. But what if every signal in your body is a reflection of your thoughts? Your anxiety is not just in your head. It flows into your pulse. It shapes your breath. It twists your stomach. Stress is not invisible. It leaves fingerprints on your body. Science has a name for this: psychoneuroimmunology, the study of how your mind, your nervous system, and your immune system are linked. When stress lingers, your immunity weakens. When fear repeats, your defenses collapse. When hope rises, your body heals faster. So ask yourself, what state are you teaching your body every single day? Are you teaching it panic? Are you teaching it despair? Or are you teaching it peace? Because here is the truth. Your body listens to every thought. It responds to every emotion. Anger spikes your heart rate. Joy steadies it. Fear tightens your muscles. Gratitude relaxes them. Your body is not separate. It is the echo of your inner world. Think about this. When you are nervous, your hands sweat. When you are embarrassed, your face turns red. When you are in love, your heart races. Proof. Direct proof. Your body is always broadcasting the language of your mind. But what happens if you ignore this? What happens if you live in stress every day? The mirror cracks. Illness emerges. Fatigue becomes constant. Your body begins to shout what your mind refuses to hear. Now imagine the opposite. Imagine living with calm, with clarity, with gratitude. Your breath slows. Your heartbeat balances. Your immune system strengthens. Your body heals. This is not magic. It is biology. There was a woman in America who faced cancer. Doctors gave her months, but she chose a different path. Along with treatment, she turned inward. She practiced meditation. She embraced yoga. She filled her days with gratitude. Slowly, her body shifted. Slowly, her immune system fought back. She lived years beyond expectation. Her secret? She treated her body as the mirror of her mind. What about you? What reflection are you creating right now? If you want to declare strength, type these words in the comments. I am healthy. Not for me, for you. As a declaration that your mind and body are not at war, but allies. Feel the urgency. Because every thought is a signal. Every belief is chemistry. Your body cannot lie. It reveals exactly what you carry inside. If you rehearse fear, it will show. If you rehearse peace, it will glow. So the question is not whether your mind and body are connected. The question is, what connection are you reinforcing? This is your choice. You can let stress corrode you, or you can choose alignment. You can choose to send your body the vibration of strength, peace, and vitality. Do you realize the power in this? It means you are not helpless. You are not a victim of random illness. You are a co-creator of health. Every deep breath you take, every moment of gratitude you feel, every time you calm your thoughts, you are rewriting your biology. You are shaping your immune system. You are extending your life. And yes, it takes practice. Yes, it takes awareness. But the mirror never lies. The more light you project inside, the more light your body reflects outside. So pause now. Ask yourself, what have you been teaching your body? Panic or peace? Fear or faith? Stress or strength? Because when your mind and body align, the world around you changes too. Reality bends to coherence. Life flows more smoothly. Opportunities appear where obstacles once stood. This is the hidden secret. Healing is not only physical, it is energetic, emotional, spiritual, and your body is the messenger dot. So, listen, choose, align, and declare your health with power. Type it, speak it, believe it. Let the field hear you. Let your body feel you. Say it now, I am healthy. Because this is not just a statement. It is a vibration. It is a command. It is a key dot. And once you turn that key, once your mind and body are in harmony, ask yourself, what new reality will unfold when the mirror reflects only strength? What you call being stuck is in truth the space before transformation. Have you felt it? That heavy silence when nothing moves forward. That moment when every path looks blocked. When every door slams shut. You think it is failure. You think it is the end. But what if it is not an ending at all? What if it is the invisible space between two worlds? This is the quantum gap, the moment when the old reality collapses. The new one has not yet solidified. It feels like chaos. It feels like loss. It feels like darkness. But in truth, it is creation. Your nervous system screams that something is wrong. Your mind says you are broken. Your ego says you are trapped. Yet beneath that panic, something extraordinary is unfolding. The field is rearranging. Frequencies are collapsing. The old wave has dissolved. The new wave is waiting to emerge. Science calls this the collapse of the wave function, a shift from infinite potential into one chosen reality. It is not failure. It is physics. It is the law of how possibilities become form. And you are standing in the very heart of that collapse. But here is the danger. Most people misinterpret this moment. They call it stuck. They call it hopeless. They call it impossible. And because they believe it is the end, they retreat. They give up. They choose the old self again. Can you see the cost of that? The transformation was already forming. The new reality was already vibrating. But belief pulled them back. Fear collapsed the field into the same story, the same pain, the same cycle. Do not make that mistake. Recognize the gap for what it is. A sacred pause. A moment when the universe is asking you, what version of yourself will you stabilize into? Let me show you how powerful this truth can be. In New York, during the pandemic, a young man lost his job. His income vanished. His certainty vanished. For months, he sat in fear, convinced life was over. But slowly he realized something. The loss was not punishment. It was the gap. The old chapter was gone. The page was blank. He decided to write again. One idea, one risk, one step. He built a startup. From the ashes of job loss came innovation. Within a short time, that company was worth millions. Not because he avoided the gap, but because he embraced it. He saw collapse not as death, but as rebirth. So I ask you, are you in that same space? Have you been calling yourself stuck when in truth you are standing on the threshold of change? If you know you are in the gap, type these words right now. I am transforming. Declare it. Let the field hear you. Let your body feel it. Because every second you label the gap as failure, you chain yourself to the past. Every second you recognize it as transformation, you invite the new world to form. Feel the urgency. This is not neutral. The wave will collapse. The only question is, into what? Into the repetition of yesterday, or into the creation of tomorrow? Yes, the gap feels terrifying. Yes, it feels uncertain. But uncertainty is the soil of evolution. Darkness is the womb of birth. Chaos is the language of creation. So breathe. Stand tall in the void. Trust that what looks like nothing is everything preparing to emerge. Ask yourself now, what would happen if you stopped calling it stuck? What would happen if you started calling it transformation? Because the field does not hear your complaints. It hears your vibration. If you vibrate despair, despair solidifies. If you vibrate courage, courage becomes real. This moment is alive. It is shaping you. And your belief is the brush painting the canvas dot. So again, I ask, when the old has dissolved and the new has not yet appeared, what will you choose? Will you collapse back into fear, or will you rise into transformation? Remember this. Being stuck is an illusion. The gap is sacred. The void is alive. And the question that remains is simple. How will you step out of the shadow of fear and into the light of creation? Fear is not the enemy. It is the lantern revealing where you need courage. Have you felt it? That tightening in your chest before you step forward. That tremble in your voice when you want to speak. That invisible wall that rises the moment you dream of something bigger. You call it weakness. You call it failure. But what if it is not? What if fear is the very signal pointing you to the place where your power hides? Fear is not chains. Fear is direction. Fear is a map. Every time it shows up, it is telling you, here's the edge. Here's the place where you must grow. But what do most people do? They run. They freeze. They obey the signal as if it means stop. They treat fear like a prison guard instead of a guide. And in doing so, they never discover the strength waiting just behind it. Science proves this truth. The amygdala, the part of your brain that lights up with fear, was designed to protect you from threats, from predators, from danger. But today, it reacts the same way to failure, to rejection, to embarrassment. The alarm is the same. Yet here's the secret. When you train yourself to face the alarm, the amygdala calms. The fear response weakens. Your brain learns that what once felt dangerous is actually safe. So ask yourself, how many dreams have you abandoned because fear whispered stop? How many times have you turned away from opportunity because the lantern shined too bright? Let me tell you a story. There was a man in America. His dream was to speak, to stand on stage, to inspire. But he was terrified. The thought of standing in front of people made his palms sweat, his heart race, his throat close. So he avoided it. For years, he let fear decide. For years, he silenced himself. Until one day, he decided to walk straight into it. He stepped on stage. His voice cracked. His body shook. But he stayed. He spoke. He survived. And with every speech, the fear lessened. With every talk, the lantern revealed more strength. Today, he is a speaker who has touched millions. Not because fear vanished, but because he learned to see fear as the guide. What about you? What stage have you avoided? What risk have you delayed? What truth have you silenced because fear told you it was too dangerous? This is your moment to decide. If you are ready to face fear, press like right now. Not for me, for you. As your declaration that fear is no longer your master, feel the urgency. Fear is not random. Fear only rises when you are close to expansion. That is why it appears at the doorway of your dreams. That is why it whispers at the edge of your destiny. So what will you do with it? Will you run from the lantern? Or will you walk into its light? Imagine the life on the other side. Imagine speaking your truth freely. Imagine stepping boldly into love. Imagine creating without apology. All of it exists just one step beyond the fear. And here is the deeper truth. Every time you face fear, you expand your capacity. You rewire your brain. You teach your body courage. You sculpt your identity into someone who acts despite the tremble, despite the doubt, despite the whisper. This is not about eliminating fear. It is about transforming your relationship with it. About understanding that fear is not a closed door, but an invitation. So breathe. Feel the fear. Thank it. And then step anyway. Because when you walk toward fear, you find freedom. When you lean into the trembling, you uncover strength. When you listen to the lantern, you step into your true path. Fear will always be there, but so will courage. And courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. So I ask you, right now, what would you become if fear no longer dictated your choices? What life would unfold if you saw every tremble as the call to rise? The lantern is lit. The path is here. The only question left is this. When you face fear, will you finally recognize the power that has always been inside you? You are 1,000 times stronger than you think. Have you forgotten it? Or have you simply been convinced otherwise? Every challenge you face whispers that you are too small. Every failure shouts that you are powerless. Every doubt repeats the lie that you are weak. But deep inside, something different is alive. A force waiting, a power sleeping. And right now, it is asking to be awakened. You are not fragile. You are not helpless. You are not defined by your past mistakes. A power inside you does not come from your history. It comes from your essence, from the very field of life itself. Science points to it clearly. Greg Braden has shown how the human heart radiates a magnetic field thousands of times stronger than the brain. Your heart is not only a pump, it is a generator. It influences the quantum field around you. It sends out waves of intention. It shapes reality, which means this: every emotion you carry is an electrical command. Every belief you hold is a magnetic signal. So what are you broadcasting? Fear or strength? Scarcity or abundance? Doubt or power? Think carefully, because your field is not neutral. Your body is an instrument, and every beat of your heart is either weakening you or unleashing you. Let me show you. In Texas, a single mother once stood at rock bottom. Her partner was gone. Her savings were gone. Her hope was crumbling. She could have given up. She could have believed the lie that she was powerless. But instead, she turned pain into fuel. She chose to rise. Day by day, she built a business. Day by day, she raised her child with love. And that company grew into something extraordinary. Not because she had no fear, not because she had resources, but because she discovered the strength she had carried all along. So I ask you right now, do you feel small? Do you feel powerless? Then it is time to declare the truth. If you are ready to awaken that strength, type these words into the comments. I am strong, not tomorrow, not later. Now. Feel the urgency, because the longer you deny your power, the more life shrinks around you. The longer you wait, the more you teach your heart to broadcast weakness. But the moment you declare your strength, the field responds. The universe aligns. Reality bends. Do you realize what this means? It means your power is not something you must earn. It is something you must remember. It is not hidden outside. It is burning inside. And the only lock on it is the story you keep repeating. So what story will you tell now? The story of limitation? Or the story of strength? Every time you face fear and step anyway, your strength grows. Every time you stop identifying with your past, your field expands. Every time you choose courage, your reality shifts. This is how inner power works. It is not about force. It is not about domination. It is about coherence. Your mind, your heart, your body aligned in truth. And when they align, your life explodes with possibility. But here is the question. Will you keep waiting for someone else to save you? Or will you finally recognize the force that has been inside you all along? Pause and feel your heartbeat. That rhythm is not fragile. It is thunder. It is the drum of creation. And with each beat, it whispers the truth you forgot. You are powerful beyond measure. So the next time life tries to convince you that you are weak, remember this moment. Remember this truth. Remember this choice. You are not small. You are not broken. You are 1,000 times stronger than you think. And when you live from that truth, when you breathe it, speak it, and act from it daily, a new reality emerges. A reality shaped not by fear, but by your inner force. So I ask you, what will you create when you finally unleash the power that has always been yours? You do not change in a single moment. You change through repetition. Do you believe transformation is lightning? A flash, a spark, and suddenly everything is different? That is the lie. The truth is more demanding. The truth is repetition. The truth is the energy you return to every single day. One choice will not rewrite your destiny. One burst of motivation will not carry you through the storm. What matters is the frequency you live in, again and again, until it becomes your identity. You already know the pattern. You get excited. You start strong. You feel unstoppable. And then, days later, the fire fades. You slip back into the old ways, the old thoughts, the old self, and you tell yourself change is impossible. But change is not impossible. Change is repetition. Science confirms it. Research shows it can take anywhere from 18 days to 254 days to form a lasting habit. Not one spark, not one weekend, but daily alignment until your brain and body know nothing else. So what frequencies are you rehearsing? Are you rehearsing chaos? Are you rehearsing doubt? Or are you rehearsing gratitude, clarity, and power? Think about this. Just as you clean your body, you must clean your frequency. This is energetic hygiene. Journaling every morning to release fear. Meditating to align your heart with peace. Surrounding yourself with people who lift you higher instead of pulling you down. These are not small acts. They are frequency rituals. They are the seeds of your future identity. Let me tell you a story. In America, a group of people formed what they called the 30-day gratitude community. Each day, for 1 month, they shared one thing they were grateful for. Just one. It began small, simple, but they kept repeating. Day after day, month after month, and after a year, something astonishing happened. Their careers shifted. Their relationships deepened. Their health improved. Gratitude had become their frequency. Not a task, not a challenge. Their identity. So I ask you, are you ready to choose your frequency? Are you ready to commit to the habits that shape not just your day, but your destiny? If you are, declare it right now. Drop a heart on this video as your signal. Not for me, for you, as a commitment that you will no longer flirt with change, but marry it. Because every repetition is a vote for who you are becoming. Every time you journal, you vote for clarity. Every time you meditate, you vote for peace. Every time you speak gratitude, you vote for abundance. And those votes accumulate until the old self no longer exists. Until the new self is not effort, but natural. Do not underestimate the urgency. Life is built in loops. If you do not choose your loop, the old one will run you. If you do not choose your habits will choose you. So ask yourself now, which identity are you rehearsing? The one chained to yesterday? Or the one aligned with tomorrow? This is the power of repetition. Not glamorous, not dramatic, but unstoppable. Because what you repeat, you become. And once your habits become your frequency becomes your field. And once your field changes, reality has no choice but to bend. So I leave you with this question. When your habits finally merge with your identity, When the new frequency is who you are, and not just what you do, how will you live? You do not need to chase, because you already are. How long have you been running? Running after success. Running after love. Running after recognition. And no matter how much you achieve, it never feels enough. You climb one mountain, and another appears. You cross one finish line, and another is waiting. Have you noticed it? The chase never ends. But what if the chase itself is the trap? What if the very act of wanting is the energy that keeps you separate from having? This is the secret. You do not manifest by begging. You do not attract by chasing. You shift reality by being, by living as if the desire is already your identity. Science has shown it. The HeartMath Institute discovered that when you live in gratitude, your heart and brain synchronize. Your nervous system aligns. Your frequency expands. Gratitude does not come after success. Gratitude is the state that creates a dot, so ask yourself, are you living in the energy of wanting or the energy of being? Do you wake up thinking, I want to be healthy, I want to be wealthy, I want to be loved? Or do you rise and say, I am health, I am love? Because here is the truth. The field does not respond to your words. It responds to your vibration. If you vibrate lack, you get lack. If you vibrate fullness, you get fullness. Let me tell you a story. There was an athlete in America. He suffered an injury that ended his season. Doctors told him recovery would be long, uncertain, maybe impossible. At first, he said, I want to heal. I want to be strong again. But deep inside, those words carried doubt. They carried separation. So he made a shift. He stopped wanting. He started being. Each day, he walked as if he was already strong. He trained his mind to see himself whole. He spoke to his body not with hope, but with certainty. And slowly, his cells responded. His body rebuilt. He returned to competition. Not because he begged to recover, but because he embodied recovery. So what about you? What state are you rehearsing right now? The vibration of wanting or the vibration of being? If you are ready to step into being, declare it. Type these words in the comments. I am. Let the field hear you. Let your nervous system feel you, because this is urgent. The longer you live in wanting, the longer you keep your desire in the future. But the moment you step into being, the future collapses into the present. Think about it. Wanting is chasing shadows. Being is standing in light. Wanting says it is not here yet. Being says it is already alive. Which one will you choose? Every time you align with being, you reshape your reality. Every time you embody your new identity, the field mirrors it back. You are no longer asking. You are radiating. And the field cannot resist coherence. So pause. Feel the shift. Imagine what it is like to already live in your desire. Let your heart race with gratitude. Let your breath soften with certainty. Let your body carry the signal of fulfillment. This is not pretending. This is creation. This is the science of resonance. And when you live in being, when gratitude and certainty flood your system, the chase ends. And reality bends. So the question is not whether you want more. The question is, are you willing to stop wanting and start being? Because once you step into the state of being, the game changes forever. And that leaves one final question pulsing through you right now. What last step will you take to enter the infinite flow? This moment, you are no longer searching. You have already stepped into the quantum field. Can you feel it? The stillness around you is alive. The silence is not empty. The air is charged. Right now, you are not chasing. You are not waiting. You are standing in the field of infinite possibility. Every desire you have ever carried already exists here. Every version of you is vibrating in this moment. the abundant you, the loved you, the powerful you. They are all alive. And you are the bridge dot. This is not imagination. This is science. Dr. Joe Dispenza has shown through EEG scans that meditation rewires the brain. Waves shift. The body enters superconscious states. The field responds. Reality bends dot. So ask yourself, if the field is listening now, what will you declare? Will you declare lack? Or will you declare truth? Will you whisper fear? Or will you thunder, I am? Because here lies the secret. The field does not react to wishes. It reacts to identity. The moment you embody it, the moment you declare it, reality collapses around that vibration dot. In America, a community discovered this truth. Every day, they repeated one declaration. I am. That was it. Simple, direct, but it changed everything. Careers shifted. Relationships deepened. Health improved. Not because they were asking, because they were declaring. And now it is your turn. If you are ready, type these words into the comments right now. I am. This is not a game. This is your vibration. This is your statement to the universe. But do not stop there. Share this message with those who need to remember their power. Press like now to anchor this frequency into your body. Subscribe to this channel to keep feeding your field with truth. Let every action you take be another signal of who you are becoming. Because this moment is not neutral. The field is waiting. It is alive. It is listening. And the declaration you make now will ripple into everything that comes next dot. So pause, breathe, declare. Let your heart beat with certainty. Let your mind release the chase. Let your body radiate the identity you choose. You are not becoming. You are. You are not reaching. You are. You are not waiting. You are dot, and once you know this, once you feel this, once you declare this, the field cannot ignore you. It must respond dot, so I ask you one final question. Are you ready for the field to react to you?